Greg Coleman back at U.S. Bank Stadium, where the Vikings lose 31-28 in a tough one here, Thanksgiving week, to the Dallas Cowboys. I'm joined by tight end, captain, 10-year veteran, Kyle Rudolph. Rudy, you've got so many offensive weapons, and when you put up 430 total yards of offense, you should win a football game.
Yeah, but you look at the first half, and we turned the ball over, quite a few penalties, just didn't play clean football, and that was the difference in the game.
But you came back, you made some adjustments at halftime, and you got the offense in gear. I mean, the play-action pass is working so effectively when you have a guy like Dalvin Cook who gets 115 yards. I mean, over 1,000 yards for the season. Yeah,
Dalvin's a phenomenal football player. I've played with another really good running back over my time here, and he deserves to be in that elite category. He truly is a special football player. You
said you played with two of those guys, talking about Adrian Peterson and now Dalvin Cook. What are the similarities and what are the differences between these two great running backs?
Well, I think the similarities are you see them run throughout the course of 4 quarters, and early on in a game it might be tough. It might not be very pretty. But over the course of 4 quarters, they tend to wear a defense down, and they're at their strongest in the 4th quarter.
And you're right, Kyle. You mentioned penalties also, 8 for 80. It's hard to overcome those.
It is. You look at our offense and, a drive chart throughout the course of the game, and, when we protect the football and we don't get behind the chains, I don't recall punting at all. And that's the way we're built. That's the way we have to do things, and we got to stay ahead of the chains. That's why we've been so successful the last 3 weeks. We haven't given the ball away, and we've stayed on track, and it allows us to lean on Dalvin in our run game. And then it opens up things for Justin on the outside and Adam as well.
Talk about those two guys. You have seen every play that Adam Thielen, since he's been with the Vikings, and now Justin Jefferson. Talk about those two offensive weapons.
Yeah, they're very explosive. Look at our offense, and I think tonight we averaged about 7 yards of play. We're at the top of the league in yards per play and explosiveness, and those guys are a big part of that. Those guys can hit a home run at any point.
Kyle, let's go away from football for a moment. This is Thanksgiving weekend. What does it mean to you?
Thanksgiving is a time to be thankful, and it's hard to sit here after a tough loss, but you got to be thankful for a lot of things right now. And, one of them is me and my family, our health, with everything that's going on right now. So although it'll be a different Thanksgiving, it's still one where I'll have an opportunity to, hug and kiss my kids and spend time with my wife and my family. And, that's something I'm very thankful for.
Kyle, last one before we let you go. You have been so magnificent in this community, helping others to have a great Thanksgiving. Talk about that philanthropic, that thing that's under your breastplate that continues to beat for other people.
Well, this year's been a tough year for a lot of people, and it's been hard for us not being able to do the things that we normally do during a normal year. And one of those is bringing Thanksgiving to the hospital. But again, like I said, as I sit here after a tough game, it's hard to look at, but, the bottom line is, I got a lot of things to be thankful for, and, I just thank God for that every day.
Kyle, thanks a lot for your time.
Absolutely, Greg.
That's Kyle Rudolph, man, and talking about what he does in this community and what the Vikings continue to do. This past Tuesday, they had a huge event with Project Success, and they, hosted a global experience event. Normally they would take a group of kids from the Twin Cities up to the Washington, D.C. area. This year, they had Supreme Court Justice, former Viking Justice Alan Page, who they took a virtual tour through the National African American Museum up there in D.C. President and owner Mark Wilf awarded 10 $1,000 scholarships to deserving youth here from the Minneapolis Twin Cities area. A lot of guys from our Social Justice Committee, Amir Abdul, Anthony Barr, C.J. Ham, Anthony Harris, Eric Kendricks, Alexander Madison, just to name a few, have all been a part of a magnificent program with Project Success. So for more information about what the Vikings were doing in the community here, man, go to Vikings.com. But I can tip my hat to these guys, and I know it's going to be a tough week after this loss. But as Kyle Rudolph mentioned, we have a lot to be thankful for. So happy Thanksgiving, buddy.